Hi, my name is Quinetta of The Breakfast Bar, and you are watching the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. That's right. This is the East Daily Download.
So let's get started.
Today's a very special show. Well, let me rephrase that. They're all special shows. Today we're just putting a special focus on one very important person in all of our lives. We call him Dad, we call him Father, Grandpa, however you want to break that down. Anyway, we are talking about Father's Day today because Sunday is Father's Day. Don't forget, get your cards, presents if you want it. I know my dad is like, why are you wasting your money sending me a present? I can buy anything I want on my own. It's more about the thought behind it, right, than the actual act of the present. So throughout the course of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about fathers, wishing our dads the best this coming Sunday. And moms get a lot of attention, rightfully so, because moms are awesome. But we just want to spend some time today focusing on the dads because they're cool. Well, now, cool is a strong word. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Bryce has a thing that she's done for the show before, joke theater, which are basically dad jokes. And you know what? You might see a couple of those in this episode because dads are not known for their jokes. They're known for a lot of other great things, but that's not one of them. But okay, we're going to focus on the good stuff today. So tell you what, speaking of good stuff, let's focus on the next story, and then we come back and we'll talk a little bit about Dad.
Today on the East Daily Download, we're talking about your ideal perfect day. And for me, that's warm temperatures and clear skies. Ever since moving to North Carolina, on the days where it's hot and humid and definitely sunny, I'm always trying to find a pool to get into. But a survey on nationaltoday.com shows that 55% of young adults actually vote picnics as their favorite perfect weather outdoor activity. The French Revolution is credited to be the start of picnics as royal parks were open to the public for the first time. I took the survey to Instagram to find out what people here think. When the temperatures are warm and the skies are clear, what's your go-to? A lot of people, like me, agree that in this North Carolina heat, the best thing to do on a nice warm day is to dip into the pool. But 29% of people actually think that a picnic is more ideal. So if you're talking about what to wear to a picnic, I have to say you've also got a lot of options. There's no one way to picnic, and there's no perfect thing to wear. But for me, it's always got to be something that can be flowy for a few different reasons. And then I also like to use picnics kind of like brunch. You know, I like to dress up, and I think it's a good time to just lounge out and enjoy the weather and some good food. So usually my go-to picnic includes just sitting around and lounging on the grass outside. So there's a few reasons why I like to have something long, loose, flowy. And that's because, one, if it's hot, something long is going to provide a little bit of shade. And then if it's not, that's why it won't be too tight. That shade is going to come because I'm getting a breeze as well. But then if it's a little chilly, obviously pants or something that covers your legs or arms a little is going to give you a little extra warmth. And then the third reason for me is always going to be the bugs. If you're outside, you know that you're going to be exposed to little crawling creatures. And I just like to try to not have them on my skin. So thank you all for celebrating National Picnic Day with me on this Fashion Friday. I'm Anissa Sakila with the East Daily Download. See you next week.
Every year, millions of working American families and their children hide their struggle with hunger. It doesn't need to be that way. Hunger hides, but we can help. Let's end hunger in America.
What do you call an alligator who's a detective? An investigator. See what I meant from before? That Bryce really wanted me to tell that one, so there we go. I'm sure we'll have another one or two in the show to come, but those are the dad jokes that we're celebrating here on Father's Day today. And what you see behind us is some great artwork that Ashley, our artist, did. She does Let's Draw with Ashley on Fridays, but she's a picture of her with her dad. We have a couple of members of the staff here: Beth, Kia, Angie Casada from Q&A with AQ with her dad. There's me with mine right over here, circa like much younger version of me. Oh, and Lauren, our producer, is right here with her dad. So we kind of just thought it was kind of a cool thing for people at the TV station to send in pictures. So these are the people that did. So you're going to see that on Sunday on WNCT and Eastern North Carolina CW. Just can be a little bit of recognition to all of our dads out there. Quick story for you, a great memory that I have with my dad. I was 15, 16, somewhere right in there, and big baseball fan. So what we did is my dad booked a trip. We went to California to visit my uncle, and we went to LA. We went to see a Dodgers game, then we went to Anaheim to see an Angels game, then we drove north to Oakland and San Francisco to see an A's game and a San Francisco Giants game. So over the course of 1 week, we saw 4 baseball games in 4 cities. Just me and him. Went to Disneyland too. That was kind of weird being like 15 or 16 going with your parent, but it was still a cool experience all the way around. So, but yeah, so that was always a great memory that I've got with me and my dad, is taking that, not a road trip, well, it was a flight followed by a road trip. So, but we spent a whole week just hanging out and, spending time together. So that's a good memory that I've got. We'd love to hear yours. You can share those with us on social media, East Daily Download hashtag, or send them in to download@WNCT.com, our email address. Okay, let's jump back into it. We'll have more stuff about Father's Day coming up here on the East Daily Download.
Hey, how's it going? This is On the Record. I'm Chris. And this is Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. This is actually one of those records that you might find in a dollar bin, just whenever you're out rummaging through different record collections and such. But don't think that because it's in a dollar bin, it's not a great album. This is actually one of the highest selling jazz albums of the time. It actually is the first jazz album to ever sell 1 million copies. So it's kind of interesting. I wouldn't call it jazz. It's definitely more funk fusion. And the whole album just really, really rocks. But there's one standout track in my mind, of course, Watermelon Man. So, fun little fact, Watermelon Man was the very first song that my newborn son ever heard. He was 30 minutes old in the hospital, and pulled out my phone and started playing Watermelon Man. And all those nurses they looked at us like we were crazy. But my son, he was grooving. He was grooving real hard. Speaking of grooving real hard, we're going to get back to it. Catch you next time.
You'll get a kick out of our WNCT 9 on Your Side app. Local news, weather, and sports right at your fingertips, live or on demand. Our 9 on Your Side news app will kick off your day in the best possible way. Now downloading Salute to the East.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What?
You want to watch something fun?
It's the best.
Woo! Something that feels like an escape.
This is where we really get down to the good stuff.
Only on ET.
On a headstone. A grave mistake. Dad Joke Theater back full force. Welcome back to the East Daily Download as we celebrate Father's Day coming up on Sunday. Don't forget your dad, grandfather, uncle. You know, it doesn't have to just be your dad. It can be people who've been a father figure in your life as well. You know, I send that out to Joe and to Kutch and to Derek, all these people who were father figures in my life who helped also guide my progress as I grew up. So thank you to all of them. Also, I told the story about me and my dad. We also did another baseball trip the following or the previous year where we went to Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore because I was a big baseball fan, so we went all around. But I wanted to tell another story right now that's a little bit more current, and not from my dad, but of Lauren's dad, Sydney, who's a watcher of the show. A roller skating rink was going out of business. We were gonna buy the mushrooms that they have at roller skating rinks that's carpeted that you sit on when you go in and get your skates on. I was not able to fit the mushroom in my car. Lauren coordinated with her dad, who drove over from Greenville to meet me in Raleigh to help pick this thing up. But he took the time, got in his truck, drove over, and loaded it up and was able to drive it back here to the station for us to be able to do that. So thank you to Sydney for that. So he was being there for his daughter to help out. So big thank you to Sydney. So, okay, why don't we jump back in and we'll come back and wrap up with a little bit more dad stuff here on special Father's Day edition of the East Daily Download.
I'm Lauren Pate, and today I'm here with Brian Burke, Back Pocket Buddha. Could you tell me a little bit about where that comes from? I see your pocket Buddha down here.
When I was in another band and I was going through a hard time, my friend said, you better put that Buddha stuff in your back pocket and come out and be a real tiger. I was like, that would make a great band name. So I just started taking it on as like a stage name. You know, most of the greatest stories come from difficult times, and that was one of them.
Can you describe your sound for us a little bit?
My sound, I think it falls into place with like Americana, maybe. I'm all about keeping it, you know, simple, you know, just vocals and a guitar. And I think that's where it all begins.
I know you're originally from New York, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
That's right. So what brought you down to Eastern North Carolina?
Like most stories, it was about a girl. I followed a girl, and she got a teaching job, and I needed to finish school. So I came down here and transferred back in 1997, transferred to ECU. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud to be a New Yorker, but being here 22 years now, I've really grown into, I want to say, a transplanted Southerner, so.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I feel good about it.
You were at ECU for music therapy, right?
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right. You did your research. Look
hey,
at you.
yeah,
all right.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
I went to school for music therapy, and I graduated in '99. There's so much more of the science that we have to study and understand, and that's what the field of music therapy is doing. It's really growing to be one of these holistic arts.
Who would you say some of your biggest influences have been?
Well, I grew up listening to classic rock. You know, Led Zeppelin was probably one of my biggest influences. There's a lot of people in town here, too, that I'd like to work with. William Seymour, I'm sure you've heard of him.
I have, yeah.
That dude is phenomenal. He's an incredible songwriter, and I actually started covering one of his songs.
So what do you do outside of your music?
I work in the field of mental health, actually.
Okay, everybody, stay tuned. We're here at Whirly Gig Stage, and we've got Brian Burke coming up later on.
Now downloading Salute to the East. Now downloading Week in Review.
Beaufort offers not only scenic views like these, but lots of tourist attractions too. According to locals, the Maritime Museum is the place to be.
You like Tiny Desk? You'll love this. This is extra, extra, extra Tiny Desk.
The North Carolina Aquarium at Pinole Shores is located on a 265-acre nature preserve.
Or you should just walk out and ask me, "Why? Can you hurry this up? We got to get the show done." Just leaning. I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to, Bryce, but you're leaning up against the set."
I always say I'm Miss Courtney. I want people to say hello to me. I want people to know who I am just as much as I want to know them. I exercise a lot. I love to get outdoors. I also love food, so.
A private investigator of the mind navigates a dark world where nostalgia is a way of life. In the new trailer for Reminiscence, Hugh Jackman helps clients recover lost memories, but in the process uncovers a violent conspiracy.
Now downloading Let's Draw.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and welcome to Let's Draw. Today I'll be showing you how to construct a head. Let's get started. First, we'll draw a circle. This will be your skull basically. Don't worry if it's not completely round, just a basic roundness will do. Next, we'll draw our chin. Since we will be drawing a girl to start us off, her chin will be slender and semi-triangular. Now we'll give her a nice strong neck. They always begin at the circle and come down on a slight curve. Now something important. We will be drawing a grid. It's going to help us construct the face later on. We'll be adding 3 lines. The top is for your eyebrows, the middle for your nose, and the bottom for your lips. Using our grid, we'll be adding 2 C-shapes for ears. Your ears usually rest at the same length of your eyebrow to your nose. Some people have larger ears and some people have smaller ears, but this is the usual case. And look at that! You have the basic head shape.
How does the moon cut its hair? He eclipses it. Da-ding-sh. Dad joke 101. So anyway, celebrate your dads, celebrate fathers this weekend, and we thank you all for everything you do for us, the advice you give us, the help you give us. I can remember a time when my car broke down when I was about 20 years old in Dayton, Ohio at about 2 in the morning, and I did not know what to do. I called my dad, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, we lived in Indianapolis, which is about 2 hours away from Dayton. He showed up to help me get the car going again. So, you know, there's a lot of great things that dads do that help us out. So with love to all the dads out there, thank you for everything that you do for us. We really appreciate you. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Love you. And we will see you all next week here on the East Daily Download. Bye-bye, everybody.
Well, this is a song called Water, and it's kind of about going with the flow of life and how it's not always very easy. So, water, it flows right back to the sea, and seeds they will fall in order to keep its life sustained, and its only concern is life and living, just to grow and to learn. Yes, and how I wish my life could be like this, just going from moment to moment, and still I can seize each day as it comes my way.